quick question. Just the name of the band, Ivy Thieves, where does that come from?
I really like symbolism. And ivy is like my favorite vine. I love vines. And I'm Christian, there's lots of symbolism within that. So ivy, I just love the word ivy. I love a lot of what it stands for and symbolizes. And thieves, actually, I'm kind of a nature path type person, and I use essential oils. And there's an essential oil called Thieves, and it draws out impurities. So I really liked that as well. So we kind of paired the two together, and kind of the alliteration of the V's, the Ivy Thieves. I don't know, I like that too. So yeah, so that's where it came from.
Anyone other than me?
Okay,
Bam.
Ivy Thieves. This is an actual question because I can't think of the answer, but I'd like to hear it. You guys remind me of that band from Scotland, I think, that had a movie where they had all the hits. They toured the world. So they sound a lot like them. Are they all called?
Swell season?
What?
Is that what it is?
Swell season.
Swell
Yes,
season,
that's
right?
it. Thank you for the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
You guys sound a lot like them. It's a great song.
Thanks, that's
The harmonies is
We were going to take their songs tonight, but we thought somebody might know them. Probably best not.
Poets. Did I understand correctly you both are teachers?
Yeah.
Do you ever have students as old as me?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
Do you want to be our student? We'll share you.
Well, actually, I thought that I might like to go back to school and work on a Master of Fine Arts degree. I haven't made up my mind, and I don't know even if it's possible, but I've thought about it. But in my mind, it seems to me that, I know I preach it as mostly younger people, so I was just curious if you ever see gray hair and
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I went to grad school with, there were people in my writing program in their 50s, 60s. I mean, yeah, it was mostly younger people, but I feel like those older students, if they were cool with us, we were cool with them, and we always wanted to hang out with them. There didn't have to be a division, or we all hung out together. Do you like to drink? That helps.
it's the note that happens.
You'll be fine. But do you like poverty?
I'm already there.
Okay, cool. Then the MFA lifestyle won't be a difficult adjustment for you. I think you should do it. Go team.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've actually been in workshop with someone who was 90.
Wow.
Carrie McRae, she's dead now, but she was beautiful, and she was attending workshops with Kaveh Khanum up in Pittsburgh in her 90s. I don't think there's any time to start or to end a poetry career. You know, like this thing is it's kind of like being a monk. You're it for life. You know, you just kind of do it. So please.
It's a calling.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question?
We have a question up front.
Yeah. So, just so everyone can hear, how did you each individually know that this is what you were going to pursue and like your one passion in your career? Where did it start for you guys?
For me, I don't know that I could say that it's my one passion, but I am like devoting a lot of time and energy to it right now. And how it happened to me was that I had a horrible year of life wherein I wanted to just like, I mean, I was a bank teller in Bloomington, Indiana. It was I had graduated college. I had no idea what I wanted to go to grad school for, even though I had a feeling I did want to go to grad school and like be a professor, because those were the only adults I'd ever respected in my whole life ever were my professors. So I knew I wanted to be a professor, had no idea what I wanted to go to grad school for, moved to Bloomington, had one of the worst years of my whole life ever, and so I joined this like community ladies writing group for like women in times of transition. You know, there were like, it was mostly older women, some of them who had just turned 50, so that was like you know, traumatic for them, or people going through divorces, or people like battling illness, and then I was just like battling the fact that I hated everything that my life was. And so then I wrote a poem in that workshop, and I was like, well, hot dog, this feels good. And I decided in about a month, I was like, this is what I will go to grad school for. So that is how that happened.
I think it's like a series of, well, I'll try this and we'll see how it goes. And I think for me, first inclination, I knew when I was about 16, I wanted to be some type of writer. I remember like it was yesterday, I was trying to be a journalist at the time, you know, school newspaper and all. And I remember I had just failed a history essay exam, because I can't write on the spot. Like if you're like, write me a poem right now, I'd be like, ah. And so I went into my journalism teacher, and I remember crying and thinking, this is what I want to do. I want to write, and I'm horrible at it. I just got an F on this exam. And that's when sort of it started. Then I went to college, and I forgot about that. Became like a mechanical engineering major. And then during that, I started coming back to it. So I think it's sort of been a process over the years. You know, you try it, you dip your toe in it, and when you know, writing is one of those few things where I can spend 20 hours on it and not eat and feel really great. And I think if that's when you know it's kind of like the thing you want to do. I prefer not to eat, in fact, when I'm writing, because that just gets in the way. So.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
So for the poem, how long did both of you send out your manuscripts before they got picked up?
That's a weird sort of question. Partly because, like, not weird. It's just I didn't send it out a lot. I think some poets, like for me, it took me about a year. Because I wasn't really trying to have a manuscript. I'm kind of a poet. Like I like poems. I'm not a like, oh, let's write a book. You know, I just feel like that'll come around. You just put some poems together and then you have a book. And so when I got a tenure track position, I was like, oh, I need a book so that I can have job security. And that's when I started making a book. Because for me, it's, you know, so it took me about a year to like send it out and about. But I would say the thing is, I didn't rush it. I wasn't interested in like having a book to have a book. I'm really interested in good poems. Like at the end of the day, that's what matters. You know, a book people don't even remember books. Like what's Wallace Stevens' third book? You know what I mean? Like, you don't care. You know what I mean? You probably remember like Idea of Order, Key West. Or if you're like, what's Robert Frost's like fourth book and what was it, six pages of the book? It's not what you remember, right? Like, you know, Gertrude Stein, tell me the names of her books. You know what I mean? Like what you care about, a poem. So I'm sort of a book if like you need tenure. You know what I mean? Or if you're trying to like get something. But write good poems.
Yeah.
True.
What? I could answer that too.
You could answer that too.
I thought I might. Oh, but actually now, well, I was going to just because I am a poet and the question was also directed at me, but now I'm realizing that like Roger's answer was so good, and I don't have a lot to add. It didn't take me as long as I expected, but even if it had taken me, like I was prepared to not, I just thought maybe I won't have a book picked up till I'm about 35, 40. I mean, like a lot of people just kind of, you know, it takes a long time and you just write. So I was thinking it'll happen when it happens, but I think that sending out a manuscript can be kind of nice just because it gives you motivation to rework the poems and really think about what you're doing and be mindful and spend a lot of time with your work. So I don't know, I found like I like having motivation to make things better. So, and I just think it's nice to show people your work. I mean, even if that book doesn't get picked up, like to have people that you know have like put a really careful, interested eyeball all over your poems, that's super nice. And I think it's just good to put yourself out in the world. Yeah.
Other questions? Whoa.
For the band, I'm a sucker for love stories. How did you guys meet? I mean, since you hated each other.
A kind of long story, but long story short, came out over here to study worship arts at a church in Kenosha, essentially. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And we were both on the same school year, and ended up being put in the same classes, same teams,
Same band. Yeah.
same band essentially. It's kind of different teams of musicians, and we're kind of chalk and cheese, if you will. I don't know if that expression translates. Oil and water, Bears, Packers.
That's adequate.
Tennyson and that guy who writes those novels for people who never buy them. I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw a poet name in there. I don't know very many. Maybe I should know more. Anyway, but all that said, it just kind of, we developed a friendship over the year, and then just I think something turned in both of our hearts to actually appreciate the differences in one another, and actually the way that Bethany would support and challenge me in things of actually pushing me on, and vice versa, some of the advice that was given, and it kind of changed in that. So many years coming to the culmination of this one kind of pinnacle of that, and married last year, bought a house down the road.
Yeah.
End of story, but not quite.
Any others? Going once, going twice. Thank you so much to all of you guys for coming out tonight, and let's give one more big thank you.